as we get ready for our practice. Let's just hug in those knees. Keep your head down on the mat. Just give the knees a nice, strong hug. Check in with the breath as you massage some nearby abdominal organs as that diaphragm moves in and out. Beginning the process of opening up the heart, right? Less hardening, beginning to purify the body on a physical level. Go ahead and lift your head and shoulders up off the mat. One hand on each knee. Spread the knees out as wide as comfortable. Spread all 10 toes. Check in with the breath. As you exhale, see if you can open up a little bit. Each time the exhale hits, massaging, oxygenating the lymphatic system where we have lymph nodes in the groin. So it all takes a cumulative effect. We're reading to you in your yoga as we move the spine, the energy centers, the chakras, beginning a purification process. Give me 2 more breaths as you release, surrender, let go a couple more times. Wonderful. Then release your head and shoulders back down to the mat. You can bring the knees together. Bring the arms out like wings. Keep the knees nice and high. Lower both knees to the right side of the mat. Finding your spinal twist, head moves to the left. The breath comes in. Here you can experiment with the diaphragm if you want as you exhale and relax. Try sucking in the diaphragm on the exhale. Strengthening a little bit of the internal abdominal muscles, but also bringing awareness to that diaphragm area. Let's bring those knees back up to center. Lower them over to the left side of the mat. When you get them down and nice and comfortable, move your head to the right. Continue breathing. So whether you're aware of it or not, that's why everybody should continue their yoga path. Whether you're aware of it or not, the entire intelligence of the universe running through your body as you're moving these energy systems, these chakras, the spine, the breath, all kinds of things are taking place. In their time, you'll get exactly what you need in a yoga class. Let's bring the knees back to center. We'll do this twice more. Lower them over to the right. Head moves to the left. And one more time. Let's go to the left side of the mat. Releasing down. Head moves to the right. Breath comes in. Whenever you're ready, bring the knees back to center. Let's hug in the knees. When you're ready, release down. Bring the bottoms of your feet together. Legs are butterfly wings, interlace the fingers, pointer fingers pointing overhead. Leave your butt down as you inhale. Arch the back away from the mat as you pull the hands away from the head. As you exhale, release that spine back down to the mat. Try to flatten it out. Release the stretch. So you're only doing the work on the inhale. Pelvic tilts with stretching arms, dungeon master arms, right? I like to say you're in the 14th century dungeon. They're stretching you. What have you done to deserve such treatment? All the work's on the inhale. Exhale, flatten the back down the mat. Let's do 3 or 4 pelvic tilts. And bound angle, right? Bound angle with the feet bound together. One more works for me. One more deep inhale. Releasing back out. Bring the bottoms of your feet to the mat, feet about hip width apart. Arms can go to the side body, palms down. Now we'll straighten either leg. The leg that you straighten, just set it on the mat. Whenever you're ready, inhale, lift the butt. Exhale, lower the butt. Arch pose with one bent leg. Inhale, butt comes up. Exhale, butt releases back down. And you can maneuver that bent leg's foot anywhere, that's comfortable for you. And now that you know the drill, let's bring the arms in as well. Inhale, butt comes up. Both arms come overhead, maybe touching the back of the hands to the mat behind you. Exhale, butt releases. Both arms come back down. Let's do one more, and then switch your legs, right? So the leg that's straight becomes bent, the leg that's bent makes its way to straight. And continue matching the breath with the movement. Inhale, butt comes up, both arms come overhead. Exhale, butt releases. Both arms come back down. Arch pose with moving arms, one bent leg as we begin our back bending. And today we'll do many more back bends. As back bends, arguably the most important thing you could do for your body, second behind breathing deeply. One more works for me. Whenever you're ready, we can release down. Straighten both legs out on the mat. Bring the arms out like wings. Make a note of how flat you are on the mat. Stay that way. Walk both of your legs over to the right side of the mat, finding your lateral bend, staying as flat as you can on the mat. Breath comes in. As you breathe today, we're going to move the head slowly from side to side. Maybe taking a full breath and a half to get that turn in the neck, stimulating that thyroid, parathyroid gland of the throat, which regulates our metabolism. And there's your moon chakra working a little bit, and your Mercury chakra, the throat. Who's to say, as that consciousness of the universe moves through the area, what kind of effect it's having on your body? As we give me a couple more breaths as you turn the head a few more times. Whenever you're ready, you can begin to walk the feet all the way over to the other side, finding your lateral bend on the other side. When you feel like you're there, breath continues and the head slowly moves from side to side. We're going to be doing head moves today, maybe more than we have done in the past. Give me a couple more deep breaths. As you're breathing, you can be visualizing happy baby. That'll be our counter pose. When you're ready, let's find happy baby. Grab the outside of your feet. The bottoms of the feet are facing the heavens. Breath continues as you tick-tock those feet a little bit front to right, front to back, a little bit side to side. You can even piston those feet up and down, pulling the knees down toward the mat. And give me about 6 or 7 more deep breaths as you explore opening the hips and groin. And of course, we have lymph nodes in the neck. We have lymph nodes in the armpits. We've already worked those areas. Well done. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and release down. Take a break and do absolutely nothing Do nothing as you take a break. So you may or may not need your strap for this next sequence, Infinity series. It just depends on how comfortable you are with grabbing a hold of your foot or toe. And give me about 10 more breaths as you visualize making your way to your side body. So side body, I'm down, I'm on my forearm, and we've done this several times, and I have a nice line of energy. The bottom leg I'm going to bend. Now you can use the strap or not, but see if you can bring that top leg up, 2 fingers on the big toe. Now today we're not going to collapse the shoulder down. We're going to lift out of the shoulder, finding a lateral bend. Check your line here, and then pull that straight leg toward your head as the breath comes in. And you're exploring here, opening the back of the leg. And you're not slouching in the shoulder if you can help it. Now, see if you can drop that leg straight down in front. Hip height, try not to crash it on the mat, and then pull that straight leg up toward the front part of your mat. We'll just hang here for about 5 breaths. So that's infinity. We'll move away from that. Bend that top leg. Grab the top of the foot behind you. Now watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to lift the hips forward, pushing the groin forward. Kick the foot away. Lay the head back, open the heart as you find a nice half bow here. Breathing. About 5 or 6 breaths, and releasing out. Take that top leg, still we're working it, set it down in front into a spinal twist, release down and roll over. Arms out like wings, turn your head the opposite direction. That knee is facing. And the breath comes in. Here as you exhale, suck in that diaphragm. Strengthening a little bit those inner muscles of the abdominal region. And as you suck the diaphragm in, massaging a little bit. Let's roll over on your back. Hug in the knees for a moment. As you bring that spine back. And then I'll talk you through the other side when you're ready. Roll over to your other side. And finding a nice line of energy on this side. Bend that bottom leg. Make sure you don't slouch in the shoulder. And then straighten that top leg. Grab a hold of the top leg with 2 fingers. And bring it on up. Breath comes in. How's it going, Creole? Try to get the leg straight. As you're breathing here, exploring infinity. And I still haven't figured out why they call this infinity. But there's a lot of things going on, right? You got a lateral bend, you're stretching the back of the leg, strengthening the hand. We're going to drop the foot down, stretching out the armpits. A lot of things going on. You guys went a little too soon, but that's fine. There's a lot of work to do. As you exhale, pull that foot up to the front part of your mat. So go ahead and drop that foot down, Lucille, and then pull it on up. Breathing here. Let's go into half bow, but bend the leg first, grab a hold of that top foot, and then lift the hips up, pushing the groin forward, and then lay the head back. Open the heart, breath comes in. There's a heart, Venus chakra, right? The heart, a meridian where the crossing of the moon and sun, prana through the nose. Probably a little bit of the rest are working too. Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. When you're ready, go ahead and release that half bow pose. Set that front leg down in front and lie back into a spinal twist. Head turns to the opposite direction, arms out like wings. And the breath is still deep and effortless. And give me a few more breaths. As you're breathing, you can visualize how you're going to maneuver your body to child's pose. And that's going to be our counter pose. See if you can find child's pose. And the reason we're going there is because we're going to move into a series on our stomach. So child pose, your knees are wide on the mat if that works for you. Big toes are touching, sitting back towards your heels. Drop your forehead down and release your forearms down to the mat. Are you feeling okay, Carol? So as promised, we're going to move into the Cobra series, giving some more back bends, but more of a strengthening of the back and a little bit of loosening up. Things we haven't done here in this building. When you're ready, come up to a soft table pose and just walk the hands forward about a hand length and a half. But then we're going to release down all the way. Bring the hands underneath the chin. Take a moment here to rest. Again, bringing awareness to the lower back. So we're going to move through a series of 4 poses here, culminating each time with this rest, which is where we're starting. When you're ready, come up to Sphinx pose or crocodile, elbows underneath the shoulders. Check your line. Your elbows can come a little more under the shoulders, Creole, right directly under. You're going back. I want you coming forward. Head straight ahead. Breath comes in. So we just breathe into the lower back here in Sphinx pose. Now, if it works for you, just push the elbows up off the mat. If you are challenged by that, you'll have to move the hands forward a little bit. Head looks straight ahead, and then turn the head slowly to either side as the breath comes in. I time it about 1 breath per move. Now head to center again and look up to the heavens, breathing here in Cobra. For 3, 2. Release down. Stack your hands. Place your chin down. Take a moment. As you're resting here, go ahead and widen your legs out on the mat, but bring the feet way out into a seal pose. This one's going to take a little more effort, so do what you can. You'll have to try to figure out how high you want to push, but now bring the arms under the shoulders. See if you can come all the way up. And see if you can lift out of the shoulders here and seal. Head looks straight ahead and turn the head side to side. Now, let's go to swan. Bend the knees. Give me a couple more head turns. Bring the head straight ahead. Look up to the heavens. Breathing here for 1, 2. Slowly releasing back down. Bring the hands underneath the chin. And you can walk the feet back to a comfortable place on the mat. Take a moment. Now, I want you to notice here the hands under the chin. And try to keep one hand under the chin. I'll send you off on your own. So bring either arm up to the front. And raise the opposite leg. Head comes up. This is swimmers. You'll breathe for about 3 breaths. Then that hand returns under the chin and replace it with the other arm. The one under the chin helps lift the trunk, head and shoulders. And that's about 3. Release to center. Continue with your swimmers. And let's do 4 more. 2 more on each side. Breathing deep, 3 breaths per movement. Face is soft. And work comes in. It takes a little bit to hold, but this one isn't overbearing. When we get to our cat bow coming up, that one would be a little more challenging. When you finish your 3 swimmers on each side, we'll do 1 more of this family, but stack your hands, place your chin back down, take another moment to rest. So 1 more, we'll do a navel pose. Give me a few more breaths of rest. Last one, interlace the fingers. Place the fingers behind your head. And everything comes up when you're ready. Head, the shoulders, arms, elbows, chest if you can get it, legs and knees. Get that head up if you can. Breath comes in for 5, 4, get that head up, Creole. 3, and 2, and release back down. Take a moment to let the tension release from the lower back. When you're ready, push back into child's pose. Take a break. Okay, moving along. Moving along nicely. What? We haven't done anything. You're hot? Carol says she's hot. All right, we'll go 1 degree cooler. Okay, so we're going to move into our Camel series. We're all too familiar. We're going to try to flow through this, and then we'll work our way to standing. When you come up to kneeling, bring your strap with you. And let's make our way here, Carol. Just use this. Just make our way up. Bring your strap, though. You've got your strap right there. We're going up to, if you can see Lucille, you're coming all the way up. When you find it, bring the hands about shoulder width or a little wider. We'll go through a flow here, one we've done many times. Lay the head back. As you inhale, lift the hands up to the heavens. So we're back to work. Inhale, expanding up to the heavens. And maybe 4 or 5 breaths. Head is laid back. Check the head again, maybe. Give me 1 more. Inhale, reaching the pinnacle of your height. Release the head to center. Leave the arms in the air. When you're ready, try to keep the equidistant between the arms and head, and just give me an exhale to your left. Lateral bend exhale. Let's do another. Now stop here as you strengthen the side body. Just holding here a moment. Nice equidistance between the arms and head. Now release the left hand to the thigh and exhale a little deeper to your lateral bend. Good. Maybe even getting the fingers close or all the way to the mat. Not important whether you do or not. When you're ready, you can begin to make your way back to center. Grab the strap again and exhale a couple of breaths to the right. Just flowing here, relaxed. And then hold here, though. I don't want you to let that right hand go yet. Let's strengthen the side body a moment. Face is soft. Give me a couple of breaths. When you're ready, you can let that right hand go to the thigh and exhale it. Good. Down to where you want to go. Right? And then begin to creep back to a nice, comfortable position. Now the strap goes behind the back for chest expander, palms forward. The strap's about hip width. As you push the hands down, arms are straight. Inhale, opening the heart, right? Inhale, push the groin forward. Inhale, lay the head back. This beautiful chest expander. And this is our first true back bend. So we won't go too hard. Give me just 2 more breaths. You release to center. As you sit your butt toward the heels, draw those umbrella arms up to the heavens. Keep sitting down. Keep drawing the umbrella arms up, maybe gently placing the head down to the mat. If your hands aren't straight over the head, then you may have to make the grip a little bit wider. In head pose, good. Don't put a lot of weight on the head. And I need about 5 more breaths. 4. Don't put a lot of weight on your shoulder. Beginning to release back to kneeling. Half camel. Release the strap. Half camel with a lateral bend. Curl your toes. Half camel. Because I want to give you a twisting back bend. Turn to your right. Bring the right fingertips to the right heel. Chest comes back to center. Head lays back. Left arm lays back. Breath comes in. Exploring. You can bring the fingertips to the right heel, or you can drop the hand all the way down. Breath comes in. Half camel. Now try to stay with the back bend and turn to your left. Turn the head to the left. Open the shoulder to the left. And give me 3, 2, 1. Turn back to center. Release to kneeling. Arms out like wings. Oh, yeah. And turn to your left now. Bring the fingertips to the left heel. Maybe the whole hand. Chest back to center. Lay the right arm back. Breath comes in. As you exhale your way back. Now see if you can keep the back bend where it is and turn slowly to your right. Shoulder turns a little. Head turns a little. Give me 3, 2, and release to child's pose. Oh, yes. Child's pose. How's the back feeling today, Carol? I can tell. That's okay, though. You're not going to overdo it. You could have, with your art shows, a little stress built up. Getting ready. What's that?
It's because of my brother.
Oh. Okay. I understand. And then, but you're not going to overdo it. And I think we'll do 2 sets of camel. Based on your flexibility today, we'll use the blocks or not, but do not try to overdo. Yoga's a journey that should take a lifetime. So you don't have to have your back bend perfect all the time. When you're ready, make your way back up to kneeling. We're shooting for 2 sets of 10 breaths after camel. Now, if you remember, there's different ways to do it. You can have the toes curled, right? Toes uncurled. And based on your flexibility, we'll use blocks, right? When you're ready, find your camel. 10 breaths. Then you will take a child's pose break for 10 breaths. Let's see what's going on over here with Creo. Okay, wow. I like it. Now, as you inhale, let's work on your inhale today, Creo. As you inhale, groin pushes forward and heart opens. And every 3 breaths, Creo, relay the head back. And once again, as we read to you, who knows what changes are taking place in the body when you open up and move, manipulate those meridians, those chakras, and that consciousness, that intelligence of the whole universe moving in through your body, whether you're aware of it or not. So I was reading in Iyengar's book. So I now have a size. The surface area of your lungs, you can lay it out on a tennis court. let's do another camel. I think we took too much of a rest. Again, don't overdo it. But remember, let the breath help relax you. Whether you're relaxing in a deeper camel or not, it doesn't matter. So Kriya, your groin's got to come up. And then every 3 breaths, you're going to try to let that head lie back a little bit. Just 10 breaths. And when you're done, release to child's pose. And usually when I do back bends, I'll shoot for about 20 breaths. But sometimes I'll do camel pose for 10 breaths or so. And then I'll find reclining hero, right, where I lay all the way back for about 10 more breaths. So you want to get to a point, I guess where your back bends are just a second nature. You're just always doing back bends. So we're going to make our way to standing. And we'll see how well you hold up. Out in Vail, I had them do 4 cat bows. I think we'll do 2, but I'm hoping to see some effort. And we have about 15 more minutes left of class. When you're ready, you can come up to table pose. Now, in a moment, I'm going to ask you to find Sunbird. Sunbird, you're stretching. You're taking 3 breaths as you try to stretch, foot from hand. Then, after a time, we'll do a cat bow. Notice the leg is still extended. Breathing here for a couple breaths. Then you'll push back in the table. Curl that one toe under, right, Carol? And push up to downward dog. Hang here a moment and see if you can't then bend the knee, open it up to a little wild thing. You make my heart sing. You make everything groovy. Then set the foot down. Gently set down again. And do the other side with enthusiasm. Boom. When you're ready, let's do it. Opposite leg and arm. Stretching. You can bring the head down or up. Set the hand down. And do a little cat bow. Chin goes toward the mat. Push back up. Leave that leg extended. Curl the toe. Push up to downward dog. Hold here strong and see if you can't bend that top leg. Rotate it over to wild thing. You make everything groovy. Set that foot to downward dog. Gently set the knees down to table. Uncurl the toes and do another sunbird on the other side. Stretching. Same opposite arm leg. Opposite arm leg. Right arm. We're waiting on Lucille. She needs to give me 2 more breaths as she stretches. Now set the hand down. Drop the chin to the mat. Leg stays out. What's going on over here? When you're ready, release to table pose. Curl the toe under of the one toe and push up the downward dog. Come on. That's quite all right. Then bend that top leg, rotate it over to wild thing. No, this way. Rotate it this way. That's it. What's going on? Where are you going? We're coming up to standing. When you're ready, downward dog, walk your hands to your feet to your hands, or a combination of both of those. Find a little rest in forward fold. Fingertips are by the toes as you breathe. Enjoy a little rest. And stretching out the back of the legs. Give me about 5 more breaths. When you're ready, release to standing. Okay, so in Vail, Saturday was the first time I did the class. You know how those Vailians are. What?
They're half our age.
We did 4 of those. I'll cool it off. We did 4 of those. And I asked them, was that too few? They said no. I said, was that too many? They said no.
Well, then there's something wrong with them people out there.
No, 4 was about right.
Too many.
But we only did 2. Mountain pose as I cool it off for Creo. You can stay on your mat. This is fine. With this is a little balance, but you'll be fine. Interlace the fingers, pointer fingers, lay the head back, elongate. So we're going to flow through here for about 5 minutes. Then we'll sit for 5. Maybe even shorter period. I didn't never time this segment. But give me 1, maybe 2 more inhales as you lift out. So we're going to find Bikram's lateral bend. Release the head to center. Interlace give me prayer hands. Prayer hands. So it takes a little effort here as you find a lateral bend to your right. Try to keep the integrity of the arms nice and straight. You'll notice. And then hold here, strengthening once again the side body. And release the bottom arm to the thigh, exhaling to a deeper lateral bend. Now, push that opposite hip away, drawing the trunk down to a nice lateral bend. Give me 2 more exhales. Oh, yeah. When you're ready, back to center. Prayer hands again, and exhale to the other side. Try to keep the arms equidistant from the head as you find a nice line of energy. And then hold here for a couple breaths as you strengthen the side body. Release that bottom hand, float down to a deeper lateral bend. When you're ready, you can release back out. As you come back to mountain, interlace the hands behind the head. Straighten the arms as you, behind the back. Thank you. Thank you. Straighten the arms as you push the hands down, push the groin forward, lay the head back, open the heart. Find a little chest expander here. Each time you exhale, opening it up a little bit. And just give me 2 more breaths. Releasing back out. Let's find palm tree as the heels leave the mat. Branches come up. Branches are nice and tall, right, where the arms are straight. Right, Carol? And the leaves are active. Fingers are spread nice and wide. That's fine. This one's not going to be that difficult. Now, release the energy in the hands. Just turn the palms toward each other and drop down into a squatting chair pose. Breathing here. We're not going to squat all the way down, okay? We're just going to hang here and strengthen the toes and knees a little bit. Now bring the arms out like wings and drop down a little deeper. Drop down a little deeper. Soften the face. And release the arms and come back up to standing. Oh yes. What? You can leave the mat if you want. Let's find one more. In the sequence, interlace the fingers. Lay the head back. Lift the hands. Elongating. Give me 2 more breaths. Reaching the pinnacle of your stretch. When you're ready, release the head to center. Interlace the hands behind the head and a little different lateral bend. Exhaling to either side. Exhaling. This time you can continue down. We're not going to release the hand though. About 5 breaths. That's about 4. That's still strengthening the side body. Back to center, exhaling. Down the other way. That opposite hip leaves underneath, pushes out the opposite way. Releasing back to center. Now, stay flat-footed as we finish up and get down to seated. Bring the hands on opposite shoulders crossing over. See if you can lift the head straight ahead and sit down in chair pose. Breathing here. Your head can go down. Looking down is fine. We're going to look it up in a minute. Release the hands behind the back. Push the hands away as you squat down a little more. And then look up to the heavens. And if you want, you can pull those arms away. Looking up, breathing here. Good. And slowly release to squat. Take a moment here. And then without crashing, see if you can get your hands behind the butt without crashing. Set your buttocks down on your mat. Winding down in a seated sequence, a couple of things we haven't done in the building. Find the bent knees, feet are wide. So we need a little rounding. Arms come to the inside, grabbing the outside of the feet. See if you can't round the back, chin to chest. Just hold here. As you breathe, a little cat back. You can pull the head down, exploring here with each breath of a rounding. Give me a couple more breaths. And bring the head back to center. Let's bring the hands behind you. Lay the head back. Don't set the butt off the mat yet. Just give me a mini back bend, chest expander. Rotate the pelvic bone forward. Heart opens, head lays back. We've got about 3 minutes. Keep your focus. We've got a few more things to do. Then releasing. Walking the hands back to center. So now, you're not going to mirror me, listen to my words. Feet are wider. You're going to drop your right leg down in front. And see if you can't pull that right leg where both hands are on the right thigh. Left leg can go and release. Right? Just let that left leg go. Now, so you're here. We haven't been here before. Take your right hand behind you. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, twist as best you can to the right. This is awkward, and I wanted it as such. If your awareness is sharp, as we wind down these last few minutes, you should be able to find a decent new position for the body, one you haven't quite been in before. And then releasing back out. Now you can explore a little deeper. Coming to the center, left hand behind you. Inhale, sitting up tall. Twisting to your left now. Now you can explore with the right hand. Move it anywhere you want. On the right leg, as you exhale to a twist, you can move it to the left ankle. You can walk the right hand up the left shin, even getting whatever leverage you need. And give me 2 more breaths. And slowly releasing. Back to center. And come back to our legs up nice and wide. Now the left leg will drop inside. Maybe you can pull with both hands on that left shin area, finding a place where you feel comfortable with the sit bones. And then your left hand goes behind you. As we turn to the left, going with the awkward side first. Be patient here. As you slowly let the breath find a way to a nice. Give me 2 more breaths. Slowly releasing back out. Right hand behind you. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, turn to your right. Now the left hand can roam based on what your body's doing and the leverage you want. You can grab the right leg anywhere that works for you as you find your twist. And give me 3 more breaths. Very nice. Releasing to center. Bring both feet to what I call the kickback pose, but we won't be in the kickback pose because we're doing reverse or inverted table. Hands pointing behind you, fingers pointing away. When you're ready, lift the butt up off the mat. Lay the head back. Bring in the breath. You've got about a minute to go. Stay with me. So these are strengtheners, also a little counter pose. Releasing back down. Well done. I remember we first started here years ago. You guys were challenged by that. Straighten the legs. Notice the feet are wide. Right? See if you can get them about mat width. And point the toes. Let's go up again. Eastern stretch with wide feet. Hang in there. We've got about 34 seconds left. Might as well get some weight bearing, strengthen the bones a little bit, releasing back out. Last one. Bring the feet together. Point the toes. So inverted table, reverse table, modified Eastern stretch was the last one. This is Eastern stretch. When you're ready, lay it back. Butt comes up. Head lays back. Breath comes in. Point them toes. And give me 3. Good. 2. And 1. Releasing down. Great job today, everyone. Definitely finding the most important pose in all of yoga, your final resting pose. Definitely hugging in the knees for 5 to 8 breaths as you bring that spine back to equanimity. As you resurrect from the old to the brand new you, take all the time you need, stretch out any way that works best for your body. Eventually, carefully come up to a comfortable seated position. So let's bring our hands together near the heart center. Thank you all, as always, for sharing such a nice effort in a delightful practice, sharing with me and with each other. Today's closing from Edwin Markham. He wrote an array of books and some poems about Abraham Lincoln as well. All of us in this universe are brothers and sisters, and no one goes through it alone. I hope the rest of your day is spectacular. Namaste.